Hi. So, one last thing I wanted to say about the colonoscopy. So, I was up overnight, so you're already tired. I got there around 7ish. Had to sign in and all that jazz. And then, right before 8 o'clock, they, had me change and get ready for everything. And then they had me they gave me this IV with this liquid stuff, which really. So here's what's interesting. I guess it's some sort of anxious body reaction, maybe with the nervous system or something. But sometimes I get this thing where something whether it's an IV or I try to do my allergy shots, which I did over 2 years ago at Kaiser, I would get cold and sweaty, and then my hands were vibrating, both my hands. I can't hold up both my hands because I'm holding up my phone right now. Anyway, so I was telling the anesthesiologist about this, and he was saying it was a anxious reaction, and I'm okay, and I kind of just kept breathing through it, and it finally went away. I think it's just there's something about when people rush to get the needle in for blood draws or IVs or whatever, and I kind of just hate the pinch of it. There's a rubbing alcohol and then the pinch, and they always think once they wipe it's not gonna hurt, but it always hurts. My skin's very sensitive, and I don't know if that's a major sign of EDS or whatever, but it just usually always hurts. I rarely find a person who knows how to do it without hurting me. Anyway. And then they have you put this thing in your nose, and then they're breathe in, and I was breathing, and he's okay, go ahead and just go take a nap and dream of something wonderful. And I swear something just popped into my head that was out of nowhere, and I'm what is with the propofol? I'm not saying it right. Propofol. Anyways, the stuff they give you, is it a truth serum, or makes you see things you never thought you would see before, or makes you see things clearer? Because something popped in my head, and I was oh, why am I thinking about this? Okay, that's out of nowhere. And then I literally went to bed, and it wasn't very long. It was 40 minutes. And they did the colonoscopy and the endoscopy, whatever it's called, I guess at the same time. So I got it from both ends. I know. Ha ha ha. Bad joke. Anyways, I woke up slightly groggy, nothing crazy. And, I haven't had any type of surgery or procedure where I had to have anesthesia since 1997, when I was 21. Near Thanksgiving time, my appendix burst, and for a day or so Kaiser couldn't figure out what was up. They thought I had a bladder infection, a couple different things, and then I was all 3 a.m, and they took me in to fix that. And that appendix scar is kind of up high, and it's still kind of noticeable. You'd think it'd be a lot more faded and minuscule, but I don't know if that's another sign of possible EDS. Anyway, so yeah, it wasn't long. I really felt I just went into a nap and then just woke up, and it was easy peasy. And I was worried about it, because I was anesthesia, going under. Oh my God. Last time I went under anesthesia, waking up was feeling there was a huge weight on my head. And then they had to give you, I mean, that's major surgery in comparison, but still. And then they had to give you I think they gave me morphine. I hated it. Probably a reason why I never got into drugs. The smell of pot, I can't stand. Cigarettes, ugh, can't stand. I did try those thin little cigars for a while, but that was back when I used to go clubbing in the 90s. Late 90s. So yeah, my senses are heightened like crazy. Things that are supposed to be good for me, I can't stand. I can't stand the smell of sage. I don't know if I'm allergic. And I went on this morning hike in Mexico once, the sunrise hike, and my eye was all messed up later. And then what else can't I stand? Oh, don't forget words. There's sage, There's pot. There's for some weird reason, broccoli. Sometimes Brussels sprouts. Certain vegetables, the way they off gas. I'm like, ew, stinky. And you know what? My daughter, who's 6, she got that kind of nose too. She can smell that shit. So, anyways, yeah, I don't know, man. There's something about like sensitivity of gut, sensitivity of senses, sensitivity of skin and body and nervous system, and everything's dysregulated, I guess. So I don't know if it's the immune system fighting the nervous system, the nervous system fighting the immune system, or everything's just fighting the gut. It was so much simpler back in 2011 when it was just like, oh, you just have general anxiety and maybe depression. But then I had pelvic floor stuff kick in and things with the lumbar spine and all kinds of things and cervical flexors and alignment is weird. And I go to Pilates class and things that are muscles that are supposed to be firing don't. And opening jars has always been hard and my wrists are weak. And let alone like the type of allergies where I constantly have like dry mouth and dry throat and like my upper palate always itches. Like since I was a kid, if I had really bad allergies, I'd have to put a halls in my mouth and sleep with it just to get like this mentholated and like really relaxed. Yeah, it's insane. It's insane. So I don't know, man. I'm going to talk to genetics next week. I'm looking into the idea of a middle ear issue because I'm always here. And then want to know why I'm so dry. I don't know if I have any connection to Sjögren's, whatever that disease is called. Sjögren's syndrome, whatever. And then, the ADHD, the dopamine stuff I'm looking into. The GI stuff, because I still don't know if it's going to be okay. I think motility is like really slow. It's just hard. It's just hard. And I still don't know if like I think I'm better a bit with my hormones and stuff, but I'm still wondering if I should do like hormone replacement therapy and stuff. I don't know, man. It's like a lot of referrals and I have to keep going, and it's not like you can go to like one building and there's like all these like specialities in there within everything, There should be certain specialities connected to gynecology and certain specialities connected to GI and allergies, so you don't have to go 50 million places. Anyway, so I'm glad I did the colonoscopy and endoscopy. I'm going to do a liver scan tomorrow. I'm going to talk to my allergists after that and my genetic people on Monday or Tuesday. And I'm spending my whole summer just, again, still trying to figure myself out. So I dream of being strong and healthy and in shape and still able to enjoy life. I don't want to think that my life is over. I don't want to think that it's all done and I'm just going to keep withering away and less mobility and more time in bed. And, it's bad enough that the older you get, you don't see friends. What friends? I don't think I have friends anymore. I mean, I see some people sometimes, time to time, but honestly, it's not the same. And whenever I get an invite to something, I go, oh my God, seeing people again. So yeah, it's just, to be thriving. And these are the kind of things I put in my brain to say, I'm going to teach my daughter to live differently than my mother tried to teach me. I'm going to teach her to be safe, to be curious, to be happy, to be explorative, but responsible. Those are at least 5 of the 10 commandments I'm making up for her. So, I want her to live life. But it's also hard. It's hard coming from a neurodivergent family where we have a harder time with mobility and focus and doing full-time work and things like that. And I know that's probably going to happen to my kids too. So it's like, I don't know, man. We're just doing the best we can.